You aren't just looking at a mountain. You are looking at a test of the human spirit. For the restless soul seeking more than a postcard, Kings Mountain stands as the ultimate Alaskan handshake between grit and glory. This is Bashtl'ech, the black stone that demands your respect before it grants you its view. We've come here to discover why a 1,770-meter spire of rock remains the crown jewel of the Glen Highway. Just 35 kilometers northeast of Palmer, the scenery shifts from pastoral beauty to prehistoric drama. Mile 75 is where the highway stops being a road and starts becoming a gateway to the wild. Most people drive past, snapping a quick photo through a glass window, but they're missing the heartbeat of the Chugach. To truly know this place, you have to leave the pavement behind and step into the shadow of the peaks. Long before the maps were printed, the Dena'ina people looked at these ridges and saw Bashtl'ech, the enduring black stone. There is a weight to that name that a modern translation can't quite capture. It speaks of a landmark that has guided travelers through the Matanuska Valley for centuries. This isn't just a destination. It is a cultural anchor in a sea of shifting ice and wind. The mountain eventually took the name of Al King, a prospector who chased golden dreams through these very valleys. One can only imagine the sheer iron will it took to navigate these slopes with nothing but a pack and a prayer. Every step we take today is a quiet echo of the pioneers who saw these heights not as scenery, but as destiny. It's a legacy of ambition etched into 1,700 meters of vertical ambition. Preparation here isn't just a suggestion. It's your lifeline. You pack your layers, your bear spray, and a healthy dose of humility before the first incline even begins. The trail doesn't offer a gentle introduction, choosing instead to test your lungs immediately. This is the setup for an adventure where the stakes are written in the sweat on your brow. These slopes are the journals of ancient glaciers, etched with ridges that seem tailor-made for those who love a vertical challenge. The geography here tells a story of immense power and slow, grinding transformation. Every valley is a remnant of a frozen past, a cathedral of ice that carved the way for today's explorers. It is a landscape that feels both permanent and hauntingly hollowed out. In Alaska, the weather doesn't just change, it revolts. You can start your ascent in a t-shirt and find yourself shivering in a technical shell within 20 minutes. This unpredictability adds a layer of tension to the climb that keeps your senses razor sharp. It's the mountain's way of asking you how badly you actually want to reach the top. The mountain has a false sense of security that vanishes halfway up. Just when you think you've found your rhythm, the dirt turns to shifting scree, and the path disappears into a vertical puzzle. It's a psychological game as much as a physical one. You realize then that Kings Mountain isn't a hike. It's a conversation between your boots and the crumbling earth. Every muscle begins to protest as the oxygen thins and the incline refuses to level out. This is the winding stake of the journey, where the physical toll starts to outweigh the initial excitement. You aren't just fighting gravity anymore. You're fighting the urge to look back and see how far you could fall. Every meter gained is a small victory won against the resistance of the earth. Yet, in the middle of this gray fortress, the mountain reveals its soft side. Delicate wildflowers bloom in the cracks of the black stone, vibrant splashes of color against a monochromatic world. It's a necessary reminder that even the harshest wilderness has moments of profound tenderness. You realize that you aren't an intruder here, but a guest in a very ancient, very quiet garden. The climax of the journey isn't just reaching the top. It's the moment you stop climbing and start soaring. The final push is a blur of adrenaline and burning lungs, leading you to a point where there is nowhere left to go but down. You stand on a pedestal of rock, suspended between the valley floor and the clouds. This is the moment where the struggle evaporates into pure, unadulterated awe. On a clear day, the reward is more than you can process. The Matanuska Glacier reveals itself in the distance, a massive tongue of ice that reminds you of the sheer scale of the north. From here, the world looks untamed, unbroken, and infinitely beautiful. You aren't just looking at Alaska, you are feeling the pulse of the planet. Standing atop Kings Mountain feels less like a conquest and more like shaking hands with the sky. There's a profound silence up here that you can't find anywhere else, a quiet that settles into your bones. You realize that the mountain didn't care if you made it, and somehow that makes the achievement feel even more personal. You are small, yes, but you are also profoundly alive. The descent is a time for reflection, a slow return to the world of gravity and paved roads. You carry the mountain down with you, not in your pockets, but in the way your perspective has shifted. The steep ascents and unpredictable winds have left their mark on you. You leave behind your footprints, but you take home a sense of resilience that only the black stone can provide. Kings Mountain will be there tomorrow, standing guard over mile 75, waiting for the next soul brave enough to ask for its secrets. It remains a rugged reminder that the best views are always the ones you have to earn. So pack your layers, bring your sense of humor, and come see for yourself. Alaska is calling, and its black stone heart is beating just for you.
Hey everyone, make sure to subscribe to Trave Day for amazing travel content.